welcome back to our life, beginning and always. We are here because the DLC for Derek has dropped, and his DLC is available for steps 2 and 4. I don't know much of like what's going in there, and I kind of don't even know how to get to that. Alright, I am now on step 2. I sped run and I chose different options because there was a point where like when I was skipping, it wasn't actually skipping and I had to like read the dialogue. Year 2, I'm gonna change my hair up. What are we gonna do? We're gonna keep the bangs, obvi. Well, let's do these. Yep, there we go. We're not trying to go for Cove. But we are more relaxed with him. We're fond with him, okay? Customize Cove. See, we're not going for Cove, so I shouldn't bother making him look hot, right? Does he want bracelets and stuff? Ooh, okay. Maybe not the necklace. I feel like that's like way too much going on, okay. PJs. Maybe these. And then you can have no glasses. And that. He looks so cute. He looks so cute. This is how you feel towards Derek for this step. It can be the same or different. We're crushing on Derek. We're crushing on Derek. I feel like with Derek and my girl, we're already like, I feel like he's so approachable that it's so easy to talk to him, you know? I'm not gonna be direct. Maybe. Should we be direct? Should we be like, our friendship with Cove in this story is like, you know, we don't bully him as much as we do with Derek? Because I feel like Derek, we could be like, the type of friendship where we call each other bitch. Like, we can call each other bitches, alright, to each other, like dumbass and stuff like that. And then, obviously, still be really in love with him. Alright, direct crush. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. I guess we're just gonna read completely through this whole thing. August ended, September began. It was time to go back to school, and I can't even skip anyway. Lizzie groaned and complained the entire first week. She hated going to classes. Still, there were interesting things to do that couldn't be done anywhere else. You weren't sure how Cove felt about it. He was enrolled that year. That was a little sign that Cove would be staying in Sunset Bird for a while. At school, he was alright, but kept his distance from the other kids, from what you saw anyway. Whenever he could, Cove stuck to you like glue. He didn't even mind that much what you did to pass the time, as long as it was together. That year, the divorce of Cove's parents was finalized. You overheard your parents talking about it, saying Cove's dad got full custody. At first, you worried that meant bad news. It had made Mr. Holden cry, apparently. Then you found out it meant Cove would keep living with his dad. He would only stay with his mom a few weeks of the year. Cove cried too, for different reasons, you thought. It seemed like Cove and his dad might move again, but Mr. Holden decided to stay after all. Mom asked him about it once. He said he didn't want to uproot Cove's life a second time. Mr. Holden tried to get Cove to like Sunset Bird more. He kept encouraging his son to go out and see the place. Sometimes Mr. Holden volunteered you to spend time with Cove. He seemed very confident that it was an effective strategy. Cove never talked to anyone about what happened with his parents. It withdrew whenever it was brought up. It was hard for him, yet nobody knew how to help. Eventually, Cove stopped crying on his own. You couldn't understand what had changed. Still, you worried about him. You could tell he wasn't completely happy. Maybe one day he could say out loud what he felt inside. After that, it felt like things had gone back to normal, except what was normal didn't stay the same. Years passed and suddenly you were in middle school. You weren't a kid anymore and you were 13 years old. That officially made you a teen, even if your sister didn't agree. The toys and crayons that used to litter every free space in a room had been packed away somewhere, replaced by new hobbies. There were other changes too. Cove's cast got taken off. It was weird to see him without it initially. Underneath the pink plaster ended up being a long, thin scar that snaked across his forearm. forearm. Cove's chest puffed out in pride when someone drew attention to it. He also went through a major growth spurt. He was the tallest student in his class for 2 years in a row. Cove will probably be that spot again next time. In class, people knew him for more than just being tall. He also stood out because of how well he did in gym and other athletic situations. Over the years, he still remained familiar in a lot of ways. He had talked to people when they came to him, but never really searched out company on his own. And the only kid that came to visit the neighborhood when you were little, Shiloh, well, he was gone. He and his mom moved back south because of her work, just 1 year after Cove came to Sunset Bird. It had been really upsetting when he left. Lizzie was inconsolable for weeks. But nobody talked about Shiloh anymore. It was a long time ago. You learned some heartbreaking things became less sad the further away they were, even if they had never gotten any better. That was sad in its own way. Things at home were different too. You still live in the same house and all that, but it wasn't how it was before. Ma dyed her hair purple, wanting something new, and liked it so much she kept dyeing it. You remember calling her mommy as a kid, but something like that seemed awkward nowadays. You were too old for the word. Lizzie felt too mature for her nickname too. She insisted on everyone calling her Elizabeth, so you did. Your mom soon gave her permission to go places other than the playground and shopping street, which she took advantage of. You rarely saw her around the old neighborhood. In fact, she hardly spent time with you the way she did before. Elizabeth instead associated more and more with girls from school who were her own age. Maybe the difference between 13 and 15 were greater than the difference between 8 and 10. Which is facts. You started befriending new people yourself, like Derek Suarez. He didn't live in the neighborhood or go to the same school. What happened was his and Cove's dad struck up a business partnership a few months ago. Since then, Derek would pop up in the area now and then. It seemed Mr. Suarez was happy to let Derek tag along to his work if Derek had time for it. Without a doubt, everyone and everything around you had changed in small and big ways. You had too. As time went by, though, it was easy to settle into this new normal. Then, before you knew it, school was over and summer vacation had come again. Alright, can we skip? We are wide awake. Could you knock next time? Okay, I didn't choose that option apparently last time. She ignored that, crossing her arms in her chest with a disgruntled expression. Clearly she hadn't come in to see you. Mom told me that your friend's at the door. He brought some happy summer gift from Mr. Holden. He wants you to take it from him. Says thanks or whatever. Alright. Okay. I'll be right there. Elizabeth said nothing else and left, having done what was instructed of her. Alright. I'm not tall. I don't remember growing that much. Your reflection fit comfortably in the frame, your average height. There's a lot of open real estate in the frame. You're pretty short. You had trouble getting your reflection to appear in the mounted mirror. You were very short. At middle school, I think I was pretty short still. Wait, what? You could relate to Derek and how it felt to be smaller than people thought you ought to be. Your shortness seemed even more drastic when compared to Cove, who was unusually tall. You were kind of self-conscious over it. You couldn't help but feel awkward with the body you had. Alright. You planned on going over to see what Cove was up to, so this worked in your favor. Your reflection grinned back at you. You were looking forward to seeing him. I'm looking forward to seeing Derek. He left your room, taking easy time down the stairs. Oh, we get to see his cute face again? Second chance. I do not. Having to speedrun this kind of makes you don't remember anything that's happened. Oh. Mom reached forward and you knew she was about to pat you on the head. She was taller than average for an adult woman, so at your height you were absolutely tiny in her eyes. You happily let her do it. Alright, that's the same. Sorry about the wait. Okay, with a small laugh, Maud stepped aside. Cove was just about... Okay. Hello, my love. How do I... Okay, I remember how now. Wait, you're not my love. Sorry. He leaned uncomfortably to the side in your doorway, so his bushy hair covered part of his face. Alright. Cove smiled at the sight of you. The sting of his goofy errand, he was clearly embarrassed to be uneased. Hey, mi chico. He smiled back. It was second nature to you. Cove had always been such a close friend ever since the two of you were kids. Hey, it's nice to see you. You too. Your grin widened even more. Every time he came, your mood was brightened. Hey, you're talking like you guys are liking each other. It was already shaping up to be another long summer with plenty of time for the two of you to have fun together. Alright. This thing was definitely Dad's idea. I would have gone for something else, but if you can't eat at all, I wouldn't mind taking a couple skewers. He smiled, looking amusedly at the gift, then back to you. You called that one. Oof, Present was about to hit him with "You're so cute," but we cannot. Where do I save? Alright, the last time we played this was in May. I am now playing this in September. Thank you. We have to say thank you. He's not the guy we're going for. Could you tell your dad we love the gift? Yeah. Alright. He was sort of funny. No, he was nice. I didn't choose that. Did I choose he was sort of funny? I didn't choose that either. Alright, I'm going with funny. Sometimes that could be a good thing, and other times it was a bad thing. Your thoughts were quickly interrupted by a shout. There you are! You shared a confused look with Cove. As one, both of you stepped through the open door onto the neighborhood street. Who is it? Is it Derek? You spot Derek. You were happy to the sight of him. Always. Derek was certainly a welcome guest in your neighborhood. It was a pleasant surprise whenever he showed up. Derek! We are here to come for your heart, sir. We are here for it. After a couple steps away, Derek hunched over to catch his breath. Then he looked up with a wide grin. There's no way. There's no way you can't tell me you would not fall in love with him. You would have a imaginary love triangle right now if you were in this girl's shoes. Or his shoes. They. Anybody.
Hey.
Hey, guy and gal. Oh, my little shorty. I was just at your house, Cove, but no one was there. Okay.
Nice.
Sure, we can share, of course. I'll share anything with Derek. I guess that was me back then. Back then what?
Sure.
I have no idea. I'm skipping all the dialogue that we've already read. You started to have doubts about this expedition. Maybe it'd be better if you left him alone and let him sort himself out. Wait. Woohoo! This is why you can't skip dialogue. He shared a little with Cove, who was equally reluctant to start up a conversation. Derek didn't feel the same way. He waited wildly, calling out to the boy. Oh, Jeremy? Hey, guy, over here. Jeremy! He's so cute.
My parents.
They're the ones who brought me. I didn't walk to this town. Can you not figure that out on your own? He's like so grumpy. They should have gone by themselves since they cared so much and left me home. But I'm not allowed to be by myself. Pfft. It makes no sense. Yeah, I mean... Hope he... I feel like I would still remain quiet here, to be honest. You had no idea what to say to this. You stayed silent. Jeremy didn't even notice. Too focused on ranting. How do they always make summer vacation worse every year? You turned to Cove, lowering your voice.
Stupid.
Okay, this is when he makes fun of Cove's eyebrows. Apologize right now, bitch. Cove smiled weakly. Okay, I'm sorry your eyebrows are so terrible. You lunged towards Jeremy. Bro. I should choose mindfully. Cause we can't show Cove that we love him too much, right? Because we love Derek. But I kind of want to lunge at him. Fuck it. With your fist balled, you made a quick step forward. Their expressions. He was only starting things. You're ready to end them. This route, I am choosing savagery. He'd made it clear that words wouldn't work, leaving you to resort to actions. You weren't sure what would happen, but you could have let this stand. I'm no longer being the good young daughter of my parents. Derek and Cole jumped in to stop you before you reached him. They each grabbed you by the arm. Still, Jeremy instinctively stumbled backwards. He practically fell over. Can you see him back there? Your ass was about to get pummeled. And this route, my girl's a little bolder because, you know, the guy she likes is Derek, and Derek seems very, you know, very extroverted, very out there. If that's all you can do about what I'm saying, it's just proving I'm right. You're brainless. Oh my god. You were annoyed the other two were against you on this and got in the way. Though the reaction you had been able to get was still worth it. Wow, what is wrong with you?
This sucks.
Why not? Let's eat. Why not?
Are you sure?
I want the strawberry skewer. Derek ate a pineapple skewer, enthusiastically finishing it within moments. This is amazing! It's not different than any other normal fruit. It's kind of worse. These have been out in the open with their skins off for a while. Sheesh! Hey, you two remember the land before time? That fruit thing makes me think of it. The dinosaurs all liked the leaves that were shaped like stars. I do not. And there was that scene with the pretty trees and all the dinosaurs came in and picked everything off of them. So there was nothing. That's us right now. Awesome. I mean, eating leaves looks good. Should I worry about you? Do you think things taste better when they're shaped like stars? I don't know the movie he's talking about, but I'm gonna add more to the conversation. He snickered. Not everything, but it probably helps. The three of you continued like this for the next few minutes. Eventually, the display was barren. It looked weird when devoid of fruit. Eating all hadn't really made you feel better. It did help make you feel better. We weren't supposed to eat all of it. I feel like it would make me feel better. Derek was right. It was so good you were already brightening up from the earlier drama. Hey, Michiko. Yeah? The two of you met eyes casually. Were you seriously gonna hit that guy? Well, he had it coming. Michiko, that's so bad. Derek, listen. No. I was just protecting our man's honor.
I mean,
I thought it was cool. I'm making the wrong dude fall in love with me. You're both crazy people. Derek, I thought you would have been into that. I misjudged Derek. I'm winning Cove's heart. This is gonna be a tragic love story. You knew when Derek said things like that, it wasn't serious. He liked you and Cove. Yeah. Derek then leaned back on his arm. He contemplated the sky with a content sigh. So, are you both ready for summer break? Are you? Well, it feels like there's a lot to plan for. And what about you, Cove? Are you ready?
Hey!
Well, sorry, it's gone. We ate it all. What do you mean gone? You moved over to the side to face her completely. She zeroed in on the bouquet in your hands, which was now populated exclusively with skewers dripping in juice and tiny flecks of leftover fruit pieces.
What?
She glanced at Cove, who sat beside you, and continued mockingly. Even if you did have an in with the delivery boy, this was up to Mr. Holden. What the fuck does that mean? What? Cove gave you a bent smile of support, which didn't help to disprove her accusation. Well, the morning's been kind of a disaster. Elizabeth narrowed her eyes, not at all placid.
What?
What are we doing? You turn to watch Elizabeth. She stared back. What? He followed after Derek. Did Derek run? I'm running too. Fuck it.
So immature.
Let's see. Mom's gonna be mad when Elizabeth tells the story. Victory? Yeah, for now at least. Exactly. But we should keep going. It's so strange. I do not remember reading half of this. I'm going to say victory. You threw your arms up in celebration. You chuckled together, walking further down the down the beach side by side. You definitely wanted to stay outside a little while longer. You had gotten a bit of a scolding from your moms for not saving any of Mr. Holden's gift for Elizabeth, but you didn't get any real punishment for it. Instead, while you were out with the boys, Elizabeth returned home to share the news. The three of them went to get dessert on their own. It was declared even by your parents, even by your parents when everyone got back and the event was settled. After that, Derek had rejoined you in the living room. Oh, hell yeah, Derek time. He'd elected to stay outside for extra time so that you could face the potential scolding. Wait, what? He'd elected to stay outside for extra time so that you could face a potential scolding from family without him witnessing the embarrassment. Oh, you're so sweet. Derek was the guy you could count on. Oh, of course! The dust had settled from the prior events, so your moms went back to their room, so Derek was just taking it easy until his dad arrived. Mr. Suarez was meant to be there any minute to get Derek. Derek preferred not to sit and instead took long, lazy strides in a circle around the edge of the rug. You wanna, sit down, Derek? We could talk a little bit? I don't know. Hands behind his head and head angled towards the ceiling, Derek looked like he might have been puzzling out a crime. He probably made a half a dozen rounds when a solid knock struck your front door. That stopped Derek in his tracks. Dad's here! You both of you stepped towards the door in unison. You arrived first, since you had a half-room head start. When you pulled it open, only a crack, someone zoomed in past you. Oh, it's his sister! Right? Right? That's your sister? The breakneck flash of a human was still entirely recognizable. It was Derek's little... No, brother! My bad. Littlest brother, Nicholas Suarez. He shouted triumphantly. Oh, you're so adorable! We're here! He was only 6, the tiniest kid around. Hot on his heels came in the middle. Hot on his heels came the middle Suarez son, George.
Nicholas.
Oh. Wait, why didn't they hang out with us? Is it not Nicholas? Or did he just say it with an accent? We had to stay in the car. We're going home. We're not here to play. He was 10 and his patience was being tested. The youngest one frantically shook his head and made his hair even messier than it already was. Nicholas's hair was as wild and free as he was. Hair clips in his parents' minivan could have contained the energy, which might have been a surprise considering he loved cars enough to wear a shirt covered in them, but you knew Nicholas loved Derek even more. Staying right where he was inside your house at his even older brother's side, Nicholas gave Derek a hug. I came to get you. Derek bent down to scoop Nicholas into his arms in a fond squeeze, though he kept his face tilted to make eye contact with George.
Hey.
Aww. Of course the little brother loves the older brother. The middle brother always gets, the middle child is never treated correctly. Oh, your parents! I'm just seeing the whole family. Side by side, Mr. and Miss Suarez trailed in. The resemblance between the parents and the children was clear. Damn, Pops. He's dapper as hell. And then Mom is lovely as hell. Derek and George were the spitting image of their father. George was even sometimes called Junior, while Nicholas was a mummy's boy.
Good evening.
A good evening, Michiko.
Oh.
You'll have to forgive the three-ring circus visiting town. The boys just had to come. Don't worry about that. You're welcome here. You didn't know what to say to them. I love seeing the boys. You merely shrugged. You're welcome here. The frown that had been stuck on George's face finally eased up a little. Well, how kind.
Bye.
But we can't stay. Thank you for letting Derek visit and tell your mothers I said hello. Okay. Come on, boys. All four of you now. Let's give the Melody family their house back. Coming.
Yes, Mom.
Aw. Half of the group trotted forward with only a word. They went past Mrs. Suarez and out the door. She watched him go before surveying the situation with the most troublesome one. Nicholas was just bouncing around Derek as if he hadn't even heard his parent. Derek and his mom looked on with identical expressions of exhaustion tinged affection. When opportunity opened up between hops, Derek carefully took hold of Nicholas's small hand. Let's go to the car, Nico. You can sit next to me. Thrilled by the promise, Nicholas let out another cheer. Oh, he's such a cute older brother, bro. What the fuck? Falling in love. Let's go to the car. Miss Suarez left it there, trusting her eldest, and went to join Mr. Suarez and George. Nicholas gripped Derek's black wristband with his free hand, stretching it outwards in his eager attempt to lead his bigger brother along. Derek stumbled forward with a chuckle, mostly to protect his band from being pulled too far, rather than Nicholas actually having the strength to move him. But he made sure not to forget you. Derek said his goodbye from over his shoulder. Oh. Bye, gal. Bye. Bye, dudette. Or, I don't know what to call you, actually. Bye, good night, goodbye, everybody. You waved the group off. You stood there watching them go. Good night. After a prompt entrance and an equally quick exit, the whole Suarez family was on their way home. You, however, didn't have anywhere to go. It was late enough that the rest of the day would be spent inside your own house. That was a while ago now. Later that night, you found yourself seated near the kitchen counter. Your fingers drummed on the surface as you waited. Your gaze trailed on the phone. You were waiting on a call tonight, specifically from your cousin Leandra. You didn't want to miss it accidentally. Your uncle, aunt, and Lee used to live many hours away. Your families only saw each other a few times a year for big occasions. A while back, though, they moved and were closer to you than ever before. You now hung out regularly. With school being out, you're positive she's gonna want to come over a lot. The two of you are the same age and not... and got along well. She used to be really fond of Lizzie, Elizabeth too, but now that your sister has become allergic to interacting with her own family, it tended to be just you and Lee, who spent some time together. She was your only friend who was a girl. Being family helped make you close, but you had a lot of girlfriends. Well, younger me, I don't think I had a whole lot of girlfriends. Well, no, I'm in middle school now. Elementary me, no, I didn't have any. Middle school me, I was always, yeah. You often gravitated towards the other girls and befriended them pretty easily. You also had a lot of non-girlfriends. This is facts. What kind of gender someone who was didn't seem to make any difference in who you got along with. Then the shrill ringtone announced an incoming call. You jumped before grabbing the receiver and pressing it to your ear. Let's do this. Melody Residence. You're greeted by a distorted, high-pitched giggle. What? Why do you sound so weird? Mom answers the phone like that sometimes. It's supposed to be polite. You should go with hi. That was something a robot would say. There was static on the end as if Lee was shifting wherever she was. So, can you believe that school's actually over? I thought it'd never be done. Now we don't have to do any of that boring stuff and get to hang out whenever we want. Speaking of hanging out, Lee, can you wait a second? Let me just head to my room.
Yeah.
You got up from your seat at the counter. Luckily, the phone was wireless, so you didn't have to worry about any cords tying you down. Your mom's had a rule about not moving the phone unless the call was in progress, which was why you've been sat by its cradle, waiting for Lee to call. You thought that made sense. Why would you take what? It was nice to keep everything in its proper place. But now that Lee had called, it was okay for you to go upstairs to your bedroom and talk to her. You made your way up the stairs, smiling. After you had arrived, you shut the bedroom door firmly behind you. You took a seat on your bed. Alright, I'm here.
Cool.
Hey, did you know the girl down the street from me has her own phone now? A cell phone. She doesn't have to wait for someone else to stop using it or anything. Oh, really? The thought of someone having a phone that was all their own seemed unbelievable to you, right? I wish I had one too, but my parents said I couldn't get my own phone until more grown up. I wish they changed their mind. We could call each other every single day and no one would be able to stop us. How great would that be? Really great, but wouldn't I still be using home phone? Too bad. That's so far away. Wouldn't I still be using home phone? My moms would be able to stop us if they wanted. Lee laughed, and you didn't put a damper on her imagination. Then you have your own phone too. That works. She sighed dramatically. I bet I'm not gonna get one until I'm all the way in college. Squeezing the phone between your shoulder and ear, you puffed up your pillows to make yourself more comfy. It was strange to think of a time when normal school would be over and you'd have to choose whether or not to go to college. School was such a big part of your life right now. Studying didn't come easily to you, though you tried hard. You worked about as hard as most people and got pretty average results as well. You never tried much. You didn't bother. Everything in your classes came easily. You worked hard for excellent grades. I was like an A/B honor roll kid in middle school because I tried. So what choice would that be? I worked about as hard as most people and got pretty average results. You guessed that was reasonable enough. You felt a lot of pressure to get higher grades than you did last year. You hoped to do just as well this year, but it wouldn't be a big deal if they dropped some. You were confident your grades would remain great. You had no plans of getting okay. I feel like I always feel pressure to get straight A's. Your future depended on it. Yeah. You try to sound engaged, but your mind had decided to go back to school despite the season. Lee knew you too well to be fooled. You sound so spacey. Just thinking about school. Lee groaned. Are you thinking about how we don't have to think about it because it's summer? That's what I'm doing. It's so awful. I hate going. I get what you mean. Though I guess school isn't all the way bad. You can do some good things there. You can just do more when school's out. Learning new things can be cool. Gym is pretty great. It's the easiest way to hang out with people not in the neighborhood. The cafeteria lunches, blah blah. It's the easiest way to hang out with people not in the neighborhood. If I didn't go to school, I'd never meet anybody new. No one really comes here. Learning new things can be cool. I just wish everyone did okay with how they taught things, not just some people.
Me too.
Gym was not fun. I don't give no shits. The cafeteria lunches at my school could be better than they had any right to be. I don't know. Mine was average. That's all. Mine was pretty average. I didn't eat lunch in middle school after I had a bad tummy ache, so I was like, no thank you. And that's pretty much everything that's good about school. Okay, point taken. Now I decree the topic of school is officially closed. We have to talk about the summer first before we start plotting the rest of our lives. I got some plans already. Ooh, tell me. I'm gonna visit my cousins. You chuckled, of course. What's something you want to do? The first thing that comes to your head. I want to see Derek. Is that an option? I got some new art supplies, reading. I'm gonna catch up on movies and TV. Probably spend some time at the beach. I don't want to do anything at all. It's a vacation. Well, I want to spend time with people. People, I hope that means me too. You leaned back in your bed, settling in as you continued chatting with your friend. Even though it hadn't been too long since you saw her and you'd be seeing her soon, you found plenty to talk about. For one, the event of the day, you sat up straighter. I was with Cove and Derek today. We met a new kid. At your neighborhood? It His parents were a visiting family, so it sounds like he'll be around for a little while. I don't know how long. What was he like? Mean. He kept snapping when we all were trying to do all we were trying to do was talk to him. He just kept being rude to everyone, but especially Cove. It was awful. I don't think I want to meet him. You want a boy to stay away before even meeting him? That's an unexpected twist. Your cousin was pretty popular with the boys who knew her. She seemed happy enough to have them around until they started to annoy her. Who are you to talk? Cove and Derek are always around. They're both boys, you know. I'm not the one who invites them to show up on their own. They're not always around. That is not the same. It's not the same. Lee laughed at your rejection of the idea, deeply amused. Even though she couldn't see, you shook your head at her, grinning to yourself. Alright, our sister is here to take the phone. There was a stomping noise approaching your room, heralding the arrival of your irritated older sister. She flung the door open, a frown etched on her face.
Come on.
How long are you going to hog the phone? Glancing at your watch, you realized that your quick call had gone on much longer than anticipated. Elizabeth held out her hand, the other one lodged on her hip. She noticed the realization in her face. Time's up. Saw you say goodbye to Lee. Sorry for being long, so using it. No, get out of my room. With a sigh. Lee, you have to go now.
Bye.
Okay, see you soon. Tell Elizabeth and your moms I said hi too. You barely pressed the end call button when Elizabeth whisked the handset from oh hell no from your fingers and began dialing someone new as she strode out of the room. Your mom's voice called from downstairs. Hey, has anyone seen the phone? I'm using it. With that, she shut your door behind you. Oh, you should close the door. Silence was left in the wake. That was one way to end your first day of summer break. Sometime later, it had gotten dark outside and you laid in bed wide awake. I think I would be... You only saw the moon and open sky. You were... None of my choices are here. Scared, confused, annoyed, curious. I mean, I was happy when I was on summer vacation in middle school. I guess curious is the closest.
Hey.
Oh my god. Cove. Cove, you're not supposed to be here. I'm gonna say, what's up, Romeo? I didn't say that last time? Okay, I guess not. I needed to talk to you and couldn't wait until tomorrow. Cove had eavesdropped. I mean, I would have done that too, to be honest. Cove looked relieved. The small smile played on his lip. Yeah, it was hard not to spy at least a little. It was about me. What did your mom say? She told him she'd come. I know she's coming soon before school starts. Oh. Michiko, it's so... His fist tightened and his eyes became misty. Alright, Cove, I cannot deal with your tears right now. You're making me fall in love with you and you're not the dude right now. There's nothing wrong with feeling bad. That is hard to deal with. We can deal with this. I'm sorry, Cove. You know I'm here for you. There's nothing wrong with feeling bad. Cove sniffled. You're afraid he might really start crying, but he didn't. Instead, he smiled. See, now I feel kind of better. Visiting like this wasn't a bad idea.
Are you okay?
I can't. I can't. No, I'm not okay. You're not the one we have to go for. This is hard. Who, me? I'm more worried about you. Alright. He had come here conflicted and upset, only to end up worrying about you, who's really a great friend. Yeah, okay, me. Remember, great friend. Got a flashlight and some cards. Are you in? You tilted your head, waiting patiently for his answer. Cove perked up at your response. Okay. It felt totally natural to let him into your little world. That initial friendship had deepened so much over these past years, and you were certain there was room to get even closer. No. We were going for Derek, not Cove. We should not stray away. We should not. A hand on his shoulder. Oh, but the hug. What is this? What's going on? Though he didn't want to talk about his mom and dad, he must be thinking about what happened. Oh my god, holding his hand, hugging him. He's still a friend. You could still hug your friends. As your secret hangout session stretched on, you thought that you truly wanted to keep having moments like this with him. No. Even though, you know, Derek has, like, in a realistic world, it would be really hard for Derek to, like, win your heart. Because Cove is just a fucking walk across the neighborhood away. You open your tired eyes, grinning as they adjusted to the bright light that was streaming through your window, warming your peachy skin. With a loud yawn, you rolled away from the sunlight and blinked a couple of times, clearing the sleep from your eyes, before realizing with a start that it was actually morning. You couldn't remember even falling asleep. Cove had crept through your window during the night, and the two of you spent time together trying not to wake your parents. You must have fallen asleep while you were hanging out, but couldn't put a finger on exactly when. You wonder how late Cove has stayed before heading home. You rubbed your face and yawned again, contemplating whether you should get out of bed and get ready for the day or stay snuggled up for a little while longer, until your gaze landed on an instantly recognizable mop of pale green hair, and you bolted upright and gasped in surprise. He never left! He was still there in the morning! I think it would freeze. Your muscles refused to move an inch and your eyes went as you stared at Cove's sleeping form in absolute shock. If your moms found out he had slept here the entire night, you would both be in big trouble. Realizing quickly that you needed to get Cove out of here before your moms or Elizabeth walked in and found him, you willed your body to get a move on and swung your legs over the side of the bed. You whispered in his ear, shook his shoulder, poked him in the face. Cove, wake up. You whispered his name softly but urgently, and his eyes snapped open as he woke with a start. He scrambled out of the way as he abruptly jumped to his feet before almost losing his balance, falling back down. He recovered just as quickly and faced you indignantly. What was that for? Shh! What? The situation dawned on him before he even finished a word. Cove blinked at you a couple times, his eyes growing panic as some thought that only he could hear had settled in his mind. Yeah, you fell asleep here? You weren't exactly sure what to do as you watched Cove pace your room, looking around frantically. Cove stopped mid-step, and you wanted to ask what he had been searching for, but you guessed he wouldn't know the answer to that himself. I feel like how do I okay. Music's like way too loud compared to the voices. Despite that, he hadn't calmed down completely. The atmosphere was still frazzled. Settle down for my mom's here. Cove nodded, his shoulders tense as he fixed you with a firm stare with his turquoise eyes. Letting out a heavy sigh, he ran a hand through his hair in exasperation. He couldn't look at you again as he spoke. I'll see you later. You're confused by how all of this had played out, but hoped that was true. Right. Bye, Cove. At that, you were suddenly wrapped up in a tense embrace. As panicked as he was, this seemed to be something he couldn't forget before leaving. Cove? Cove, you're making it very difficult for me to remember my goal here. Thanks again. You're a good friend, Michiko. Yeah, keep telling me I'm a good friend. He firmly whispered the words into the top of your shoulder. But you were let go before you had a chance to respond or even fully react. I feel like Cove is more like touchy in this route than anything. In a matter of seconds, he had climbed over your bed and opened the window. Cool breeze rolled off the ocean, fluttering through Cove's hair and filling your room with its salty scent. Cove fearlessly stepped out onto the ledge. You wished him luck. Good luck. Be super careful. You weren't sure if he heard you or not, but he kept going along, one foot in front of the other with increasing speed until his form disappeared out of sight. You stuck your head out the window as far as it could go to try keeping watch. He walked the full length of the ledge before jumping down to the top of the garage, then lowering himself onto the fence. From there, he finally dropped down to the ground. You threw out a thumbs up at his successful climb. He ran towards his house without stopping, disappearing behind the side of another building. You had to admit that you're pretty impressed at how doable he made that look. Alright. Make your bed.
Why?
What? You turned and offered a tight smile. Her lips pursed. What? Wait. You hadn't even done anything. Your sister never missed a beat. Shrug it off. I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. I literally don't. You took a little bit of everything because I like to eat. The day lazily drifted by at home, and eventually your parents returned.
Hi.
She seems pretty. Yeah. That choice will always be the same. Shook her hand. Why am I gonna be rude?
I do.
Nice to meet you too. Oh, apparently I didn't say that. She spotted you fondly, her eyes crinkling at the corners.
Hello.
Alright. This is very long. Usually I would like, you know, break my episodes up within like 15-20 minutes. But for stories like for games like this, I like to just keep one whole step together and then, you know, each DLC together. This is a long step. Cove grimaced. He likely took the offense at how she didn't want to put them out with a surprise visit, but not him apparently. I don't know.
Have
You
fun.
were happy they were letting you go. Screw
Yeah.
it. It's a tourist town, isn't it? There's a lot of them around. It was kind of strange to see Cove give someone this much attitude. If he wasn't in the mood to be nice, he generally just kept to himself. Kyra put her hands on her hips and smiled at her son.
Well,
I have a couple favorites. Yeah. You can decide though. You're the tourist here, not me. I've already tried both. You should be the one who chooses. You're so polite. Alright, let's hit up the fancy tropical place. I'm intrigued. Will you show us the way?
noted.
I would like some soda. Which flavor? Orange. I didn't even look at the rest. Cole Barkley sunk back further into his seat and crossed his arms, all while blatantly avoiding eye contact. The side wall must be real interesting to him right now.
So,
Games are fun. I like to play video games. I write things. And fashion. I love clothes. And makeup. Apparently I didn't say that. And I like to read manga. Hell yeah, I was totally into manga and fictional novels. Nothing beats currently up with a good book. Yep. Art. Oh, visiting galleries. I love that. I didn't do that in middle school, but you know. I like looking at other people's art, but we only have a small gallery here. I hope one day I can travel to all the big ones. I really want to see Starry Night in person. I went to the interactive museum because Tyler took me out on a date and he took me there, and that was amazing and bone chilling in its own. Like, I got goosebumps just sitting in the immersive museum of his art just being like showcased all around me on projectors and everything. That was beautiful. Painting's fun too. Painting's fun. I enjoy painting from time to time too, but I can't say I'm good at it. I'm not either, so it's fine. Music. Oh my god, wait. Is the flute here? I played the flute for a year and that was it. I have one at home that I practice with. It's going well. And I'm really into Cove. I would not say that. It's nice to have friends and family to spend time with. I think that's about it. I mean, I like to watch TV, I guess. K-drama's not on the list, but it's pretty addicting when you find a good series, isn't it? And that's it.
thanks.
That was a lot. So what exactly did Cove say about me? Kyra laughed, holding Hannah in front of her mouth. I can't tell you that. I didn't come all the way to embarrass my son too much. Kids are delicate at this age. She laughed again and glanced at Cove to see his reaction. He cringed, looking very much like he would rather be anywhere but here. Well, what do you like to do? Where do you live normally? Did I ask her all these questions? Oh, I do not want to ask the other two. That's fucking rude of me to ask. Made a flick his straw wrapper at him. Hell yeah, let's do that. The wrapper hit Cove on the nose and you had to bite down on your lip to keep from laughing. It was subtle, but you swore you could see the hint of a smile tilting the corner of his lips.
Very cute.
Oh, do not compliment us.
Seriously?
We are cute.
Okay.
Cove's face instantly returned to its scrunched form.
I see.
She smoothed her hair out, not letting go of her stern look. The more things change. I don't
It's
know.
alright.
Alright. Hell yeah. Right here. Thank you for purchasing Derek's DLC. Here you can play 5 new moments centered around Derek. He also has a special epilogue in step 4. To unlock it, you need to fulfill these conditions. Play all 5 of Derek DLC moments. Easy. Completing a story with Cove or by going alone is alright, so long as you finish the moment. Oh, I gotta finish it. Choose to remain in touch with Derek during step 3. Then you will have the option to play Derek's epilogue during step 4. You can only have one epilogue per playthrough. You can make a save on the epilogue selection page to reload there and pick another later. Derek's DLC can be a friendship or romance story. Alright. I'm assuming step 4 during Derek's epilogue, it means we won't be touching Cope at all within his story. So all we have to do, right, is all of his DLC and then completing the soiree. What is the soiree? This one? We'll do that one last, I guess. Responsible. Lemonade. Oh, wait, there's another soiree here. Wait. Oh, I guess we don't have to do this. We have to do this last. Yeah? Siblings and boardwalk. Oh my god. Are we going on a date? Oh, either way, I'm very excited. That took us so fucking long to get to this point. So I'm very sorry if there wasn't that much content in this episode. But the next episode, the next 5 episodes, you will get completely Derek. Which I'm very excited for. But thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.